Praise the Lord again. This is Bishop Walters again with part 2 of identifying the E factor. And of course in part 1 we explain what the E factor is, and I'll do it again. The E factor is the observable fact that most women tend to give so much of themselves within a relationship until there's nothing left. And after that takes place, they continue to pour from a pitcher that is in need of replenishment. And again, as I said, this can happen with your mom, it could happen with your sister, if you're a guy, and etc. But what I want to continue to do is give you the signs so that you'll know when you're there, because we talked about that place that I call lost. After you've given all that you've got, you're in a place where you need to be replenished, and yet you're continuing to give. And I said a few signs in part 1, and just look at part 1 and you'll see that. But there's a few extra signs that I want to bring to your attention. Whenever you're feeling totally unbalanced, when you're at that point where you know something's wrong, but you don't know what it is, and that sort of thing. Okay, I want you to slow down and check yourself and see where you are. Okay, because at the point where you need replenishment, nobody and nothing else matters. It's all about you right then. And as I said before, the Bible teaches that we ought to love others or our neighbors as we love ourselves, which puts at first, what needs to come first is loving yourself. And when you love yourself, then you know how to love others. Because if you're lost and you're still giving and you're still trying to love up on people, that's not love. That's not love. Love has to come here first. You got to love you first, and then you'll know how to love others. Okay? Now let's get back to the signs here. I got some sisters out there that are abused women that have not admitted that what's happening to them is wrong. And what's worse than that is too many of you are feeling that, well, I deserve this. It's my fault. No, it's not your fault. And you don't deserve abuse. You deserve better. God created you and you deserve better. You are His creation. Again, like I said to you before, you are that earthen vessel that has that treasure within it. And so I want you to treasure yourself, okay? Now I want to, also get to the guys out there, because we need to be able to recognize when our wives are there. We need to understand, when, hold on now, is that we got to stop and we got to take time out for her. This is important, because if you want the relationship to be as wonderful as we know it really can be, or you desire it to be, then you've got to be able to recognize when it's time to give back to her. You've got to recognize when she can't give anymore. You've got to recognize by the signs. And so, ladies, I want you to stop listening to a certain extent now, because again, some of the things that I say may be offensive to you. But if you want to listen, keep listening. I'm talking to the guys right now, and I want to give them as much information as I can. I'm talking guy talk right now. Now, fellas, I want you to take a look at the lady that's in your life. If she's at a place, and I want you to watch, here's a key thing, where she's not necessarily taking care of herself or taking the time out for herself the way she used to. And I'm not talking about, well, now she's got children and she's got to do a little bit extra. No, even when she's got children, there's certain time that a woman takes just for herself. If you see that she's not doing that anymore, and she's not grooming herself the way she used to, she's not, what is the word? Some would say, use the word primp, or adorning herself, or treating herself well with a nice manicure, or she's not taking the time to give herself a facial, or just just to treat herself special. She's not taking the time to have that bubble bath and get alone with herself. And this is what I want you to see. If she's not taking me time anymore, watch that. If she's not grooming herself, she's not looking as nice as she normally looks, and it doesn't have to be that way, watch that. If she's at a place where she's needing more of your attention than she normally does, and she's needing more of your time than she normally does, she may be in a place that we call lost. It's time to get back to her. If she's, here's a word that I want you to get. If she's as what we would call needy or clingy to you, she may be at a place called lost, and we need to stop everything and begin to take the time to give her back to herself. Now, I want you to understand that if you're asking her what's wrong and she can't tell you what's wrong, and if she gets frustrated with you when you try to fix it, she may be there. And so when you see just some of these signs, and there's a lot more, you can read them in the book, I want you to stop and prepare to help her give her back to herself, because you can't give her back to herself, but you can help her, and you can set the atmosphere where she can begin to restore, replenish, and do the things that are necessary to give all back to herself. Because when she's lost herself, we have lost her too. There's much more, but I'll see you in the next episode.